I guess you could absolutely acknowledge that some of the shit you see in anime is 100% weird, for sure. There's no denying that. But at the same time, it's like, fuck it, just keep it going, man. This story kind of good, bro. Today, we're gonna be reacting to a video called Anime Tropes That Need to Go.
You're acting like you're possessed or something.
Oh, hell no, man. What the
Tropes
That was, this is off topic, but I've always watched that anime in Japanese, and that was the first time hearing their voices. It's so interesting. Like, I can't watch, if I would start watching an anime, either dub or sub, I have to continue watching it in either or. Like, I can't start it in one way and then continue it to another. I don't know, it fucks up with my brain because my brain always thinks this is what that character sounds like no matter what, and I'm kind of locked in on that. I don't know, I wonder if that's just me.
are defined as another way of saying something is recurring, cliche, or in many cases, straight up corny. And as much as people
Oh boy, if we're talking about corny, anime has a lot of corniness to it, but it's part of its charm. Like, one thing I will say about anime is it has some of the worst voice acting. Like, just the way the anime is written, when people actually, how do I put this? Voice acting in anime is so overdone, just the way characters speak in general. Like, nobody talks in real life the way anime characters talk, even when they're just having normal conversations. It's very over the top and outlandish, but that's part of the charm. Also, I think, I've said this before, but I have a theory. The reason people like listening to sub more than dub is because in English, you actually understand what the characters are saying, and you get it firsthand in your own language, and you understand somewhere deep down inside, you understand how corny it sounds. So when you watch it in Japanese and you listen to it in Japanese, you don't really get that same feeling because you don't understand it firsthand. But that's just me. That's just the theory that I have, but I could be wrong.
love anime, myself included, it is so easy for people who don't really watch it to just absolutely shit on it. And honestly, you and I can't even blame them, bruh. Because if you take a second to ignore all the aura farming, the insane animation, the amazing stories or whatnot, some of these tropes that be in a lot of these anime make you go, damn, this shit weird as hell.
And unfortunately, like, you get to a point where you're just so used to watching anime that you don't even care anymore. You're just like, yo, this shit is weird, and you just keep it pushing. There's nothing you can do about it. Like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna, like, protest the anime? Are you gonna call it out? Like, I guess you could absolutely acknowledge that some of the shit you see in anime is 100% weird, for sure. There's no denying that. But at the same time, it's like, man, fuck it, just keep it going, man. This story kind of good, bro.
Hell nah! And these same tropes are some of the reasons people stray away from wanting to watch anime in the first place. So today we gonna be talking about tropes.
Unfortunately, I hate to sound like that guy, but you get filtered. A lot of people get filtered because of things like that anime. And don't get me wrong, there's plenty of anime that don't have that weird shit in it. I feel like it's plenty of anime that you can put people onto who don't like anime that, it's perfectly fine. They won't have to worry about seeing that weird shit. But for some reason, it's a lot of popular anime that has shit that might be off-putting to people that don't watch anime.
Whether it's character,
And I think most of the time, I think it's just done out of a place of, like, comedy. But I guess comedy in other parts in the world in Japan is probably different than here. So it's like, it's something you have to grow accustomed to. It's like what's that phrase? An acquired taste. But that's not to say some of the stuff is all like, it's all right. You know what I mean? You know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about too.
messages, or plots from anime that need to be left behind in 2025. And we gonna start off with a heavy hitter, folks. I'm finna drill this shit out the park. The first one I'm gonna talk about are over-the-top anime girl voices. Now this trope
This is what I was saying. And it's not just girl voices, it's guy voices too. Like, let's be 100% honest. Like, too much of it is just like, you know what? Like I said, it's part of the anime it's part of its charm, unfortunately, I think, personally. Like, but there are some characters whose voices are just fucking annoying. I'll give them that for sure.
be some of the most unnecessary bullshit to ever exist. Like, bro, this trope is the equivalent of the motherfuckers that'll do some bullshit while you are around the huz. They're always doing too much for no reason, no matter what they are doing, no matter what the circumstance. Some of these anime girls have this annoying ass high-pitched voice that sounds like they were a newborn fetus. And twin, the thing that absolutely boggles my mind is when they are always making sounds that sound like they are getting absolutely drilled.
Yeah, I think that part is kind of just part of, like, the weird fan service, like, I really think that's what it is. They know who their target audience is with these characters. That's all it comes down to. They know there's a certain group of people that like it and they're like, fuck it, we're gonna lean into it, let's get more views and shit. So can I be mad at them? No, but I'm gonna be honest, it is annoying. I agree. Like some characters have very annoying voices. And like I said, it's just not the girls. There's some guys too that's like, oh my God, bro, shut up.
When in reality, they're just doing a regular ass activity like mixing a bowl of salad or something. Like twin, I see this shit all the time in anime and
This is also kind of off topic, but there's some VTubers that do that shit too. Like they just make weird moans and stuff like that all the time, which like I said, it's fan service. I get it. It's funny, it's entertainment. I'm not even mad at it, bro. Get your bag. You know what I mean? But it's like it's interesting to see how much people who VTube reflect anime and they kind of just maybe they don't even subconsciously realize they're doing it. Maybe they do it on purpose. I'm sure some of them do it on purpose, but it's just funny to me.
I genuinely don't understand the appeal about a literal tea kettle speaking for like 24 minutes straight. They also gasp at almost every inconvenience whenever.
Also, some people, let me say, just naturally have high-pitched voices, and that's what it is. Like, I'm not shitting on those type of people. I want to make it obvious. Like, if your natural voice is like that, you know, it is what it is. I'm not trying to be mean, but some people just be putting it on, and it's like, come on, man.
They trip and the moan they let out whenever anybody makes any friendly physical contact that's not rated R whatsoever genuinely pisses me off. Like, damn, bro, shut the fuck up. These type of anime girls are also the primary targets for this other popular anime trope where the male character and a female character are casually hanging out, but then suddenly one of them supposedly trips and then they end up playing a game of Twister and somehow, some way, the male character ends up touching her or landing on her in some weird way, and then one of two things will proceed to happen.
Well, I mean, for this particular anime, and I guess maybe the same genre of anime, it's for how do I put this? It's appealing to a certain group of like male individuals. You know what I mean? There's so many guys that wish they were in a situation where they can just casually meet somebody way out of their league and then they just fall in love and live in this fantasy land. That's essentially what this anime is. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it's the truth. And that's basically the audience for the anime. Like, don't get me wrong, like the anime has some good action, but that's what they're appealing to, man.
Either someone will walk in on this absolutely buffoonery and create a stupid ass misunderstanding which will end up discombobulating the plot for an episode or two, or
also, if that happened in real life, like, would that not be how someone would react? Like, let's say you had a girl or somebody who liked you and then she came in at the wrong time and you was, I don't know, hanging out with some other girl, you're mad close, so y'all laughing and shit. Women are gonna like, and not just women, men too, but they're gonna feel a certain way. They may not say nothing depending on who the person is, but that's kind of something that would happen in real life. So I get it. It's jealousy.
or the girl will start screaming in autotune like Travis Scott and call him a freaky ass dude. Like, bro, this trope is a whole damn conundrum.
I wouldn't even call that a trope. Like I said, that's something that could happen in real life.
There's actually nothing you can do about it.
That's a
except
valid
turning off
reaction
your
in my
computer.
opinion.
This shit is like watching the Chicago Bears any Sunday night. It's a hard watch every single time. And bro, these damn tropes are everywhere. And it is damn near a guarantee that you will end up seeing this shit at some point when you try to watch anime. And speaking of OD anime girl voices, this next trope kind of goes hand in hand with them. Second trope that absolutely needs to go are the tsunderes. I know I'm gonna get a
I'm probably gonna agree with what he's saying because I'm not the biggest fan of these type of characters. Personally, I find them annoying after a while. It's like, okay, come on. Like, what are we doing? Get a grip, you know? But I understand why people like them, I suppose, but it's not my thing, bro. And from my understanding, isn't like a real life tsundere like supposed to be a bad thing? You know what I mean? And then people latch onto it like it's super attractive. But I guess people are attracted to what they're attracted to. But to me, it's not my thing, man. If that's what you're into, fuck it, bro. Do you?
A lot of hate for this or whatever, but bro, I genuinely can't stand this character trope because I've seen it so many fucking times. To all the people who don't know what a tsundere is, they are characters who have this weird inability to communicate their feelings like a normal person and get easily flustered.
And again, that's valid. There are people like that in real life, you know, so they're just super shy. But I think, like I said, I think tsundere is also something a little bit more extreme. I don't think it's just the fact that they can't communicate type shit. Also, when we're talking about character tropes, I feel like some tropes are just there because, you know, they work and they're good. Like, you can just look at other forms of media that's not just anime, maybe comic books or like more Western comic characters, you know, animation characters or whatever. There's a lot of tropes in there that just you see everywhere. and there's a reason for it. They're just popular and they work. People like them, so why not include them in your story? Like, there's no point in trying to reinvent the wheel in some places. It's okay not to like that certain type of character. That's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. But I don't necessarily think we need to get rid of tropes. Certain tropes, certain tropes are okay. Like I said, I don't care for the tsundere character, but it's a staple in anime. Who am I to say take it out? And it's not that bad. It's not hurting anybody.
So instead of communicating their feelings, they hit their significant other. Like, bro, this gotta be abuse or something straight up. Cause
That's what I said. Like, a tsundere is supposed to be something like, from my understanding, something that's bad and not like supposed to be, attracted or looked up to. But like I said, people have their likes, man. Fuck it.
what the fuck? To be honest, if someone was watching anime for the first time and there's a girl tsundere in there, there's a 90% chance that they are going to stop watching that shit. Cause bro, who would want to watch some bullshit show that
I disagree. I don't think that's what's gonna filter people. I think there's way worse shit in anime that would filter somebody, not just a weird stereotype character or whatever. I think that's fine.
has a character that whenever they get flustered around the huzz, they turn as bright as a lie detector and say some stupid shit like, "It's not like I like you or anything, Baka." Like, holy fuck, just rap.
I mean, I can't honestly, no, I'm gonna say something. Honestly, that phrase at this point is a fucking meme, and I can't remember the last time I seen a character say that in an anime. At least not the anime I watched. Maybe I watched the wrong shit, but I literally, genuinely sitting here cannot think of the last time I've heard a character say that phrase, man. I really can't.
Wrap it up. Nobody want to watch that shit. And it doesn't help either that this trope is seen through almost every romance anime, so it makes it so hard to find an actual good romance anime to watch, excluding these exceptions. But what makes this shit even worse is that this trope is so popularized for no reason, and because
it's popularized because people love that shit. Come on, like, I think he's completely ignoring like the audience this is aimed at. You know what I mean? Like, the audience that likes that shit, they really like that shit. And the people that make it, they know it, so they include it. So you also have to take that into account.
so popular, people imitate this behavior online. And even though I know they're not being for real most of the time, at least I hope, it deadass makes me want to gouge my eyes out every time I see it. They'd also be the type of people to be the corny motherfuckers that will stutter through text unironically whenever they're trying to express how they feel. Like, bro, I never understood.
I think some people are just terminally online, and you can't really get mad at, well, I guess you can, but like the way people act online versus the way they act in person is like two completely different things. Like, internet is cringe, man. Everybody on the internet is cringe at some point. They do cringe shit whether they want to admit it or not. It's just, it is what it is. So you have to take things with a grain of salt when you with people on the internet and just internet shit in general.
This shit. How are you stuttering through text? Like, bro, you're doing this shit on purpose at that point. It does not make you
I'll agree with that. That is weird though, like the texting. For sure.
in the slightest. Please stop this shit. If I was ever gonna tell my homeboys some tragic news and they hit me with the damn what? Motherfucker,
nah, that shit would be funny, bro. Hold on, actually. Yo, nah, that would be funny. I might gotta start. I'm gonna text my friends later on some stuttering shit just to see how they react. That's funny, bro.
I am blocking your ass harder than Prime LeBron. Shut your bitch ass up. Also, let's not forget there are also male tsunuras as well. And although they are not as bad or as
No, they're just as bad. Stop it. Stop. You can't cherry pick. They're both bad, man. Come on, get a grip.
popular as girl tsuneres, both of them need to be like Lil Pump and fall the fuck off. However, this next type of trope I'm about to talk about can literally take a whole 10 out of 10 anime with the best story, animation, characters you'll ever see and turn it into the most mid pile of shit ever in an instant. This recurring trope that I'm talking about is absolutely uncalled for fan service within an anime. I cannot vent to y'all enough how much I hate this bullshit. Because
listen, people love fan service. That's something you're never gonna see leave the anime space or anime in general. Never in 100. I would wake up dead.
How the hell do you wake up dead?
If someone said, "Oh, if news came out saying we're no longer doing fan service in anime," that's like fucking the majority of. I shouldn't say the majority, but a big fucking reason why people even like anime in the first place is fan service. Let's be honest, man. Like I'm gonna say it out loud. Let's be honest. People love fan service in anime. It is what it is. Like you just have to accept that if you're gonna watch anime. Now, I will say it gets weird to a point when the character is clearly underage and they do the fucking fan service stuff. That does make, I get that making people uncomfortable 100%. But like, Outside of that shit, it's free game, man.
Bro, I'm a brain-dead shonen anime enjoyer, so when I see milkers and cheeks just enveloping
What you mean? Like, shonen is the #1 offender when it comes to fan service. I'm gonna be honest with you.
on my screen instead of straight hands being thrown, it makes me want to just turn this shit off. Cause bro, I am not watching this. Look! Let me just give y'all an example. Just look at Fire Force. Some of the most peak fight scenes ever seen.
Speaking of which, I gotta get back to Fire Force. I remember watching it and then I stopped. I think I caught up maybe, and it's been a couple years. I didn't even realize it came back. Actually, it's been maybe 2 years since I last watched this shit. I feel like it was gone for mad long and I forgot about it, but it was good.
Characters are enjoyable, at least most of them, and a pretty decent story. And dog, don't even get me started on the sound design. That shit made me buzz. But then when you look into this shit even further, almost every episode is
Yeah, this character is too much, bro. Like, this character would be fine. She didn't get naked so much. Like, I don't have like outside of that, she's a whatever character. I don't care, but it's just why she gotta get naked, bro. At least make it an older like. Why can't you just make the character a little bit older or at least look older? I don't understand, but I guess I do understand because some people are weird. Fuck, man.
filled with one of the characters constantly getting sexualized and turned into this freaky ass fan service. Deadass turns a 10 out of 10 anime into a 6 out of 10. But
That's a little harsh, man. If anime is good, I don't give a fuck, bro. I'm gonna be honest. Like, Fire Force is still good. You know, despite that one character, it's not that big a deal. And it's not like from what I remember, it's not like it's something that happens every single episode.
then you look at a show like Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity, a romance anime. In all honesty, you'd expect some type of sexual fan service like a certain type of anime, but there's literally none of that at all.
There's plenty of romance anime that's like this though. You just have to look for it. You know, so some of these things he's talking about, it's understandably okay that he's frustrated with it, but at the same time, a lot of this stuff doesn't exist in you know, a lot of animes. There's so many animes out there. It's so diverse. I promise you, if you want to find something that doesn't have some of the things he's complaining about, like there's way more grounded anime out there. You just have to look for it. You know, you just have to go out of your way to find it. You're not going to find a lot of stuff he's talking about is a lot of stuff you just see in mainstream popularized anime. But if you go out of your way to find a little bit more like less known underground or whatever anime, most of it doesn't have this stuff.
And that's what makes this shit even better. All that happens within the show is wholesome interactions, good communications between friends. Y'all never see that often, and overall peak romance. Like bro, I cannot stress enough that the difference between an anime adding sexual fan service in a show and then not implementing.
And these two animes are two completely different things. Like Fire Force is just like shonen through and through, you know what I mean? So it's gonna have those tropes. It just comes with the territory of shonen. But this is a different type of romance anime. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I watch romance anime like that. But romance anime be diverse, man. If you go out your way and check out different romance animes, you will. I guarantee you, it'll be something there for you that you like.
It at all is
and whether that's fan service or not fan service, they're there. There's plenty of them.
Literally night and day. It's literally so easy to not put any sexualization into any of these characters at any situation, yet anime still want to do this shit, and it just pisses me off. Like bro, all that fan service can be saved and drawn by the weirdos online. Like Twin, this is the whole reason why people think anime is weird, because so many
I don't know if that's the whole reason. I think people kind of just see how, even though anime is mainstream now, it was for a long time the people who liked anime acted a certain way, and that gave off a bad impression of people that watched of anime itself. I don't think it was necessarily how anime was, because there was a lot of anime back then that didn't do the shit that was popular. You know what I mean? Like people like Pokemon, people like Dragon Ball Z, people like, you know, Gundam, people liked all these animes that didn't have crazy fan service like that. So I don't know. I don't know. That's a weird point. Not a weird point. That's like, I don't know. I don't necessarily agree with that 100%.
Anime are literally made for the gooner population, and it just completely throws you off when you're expecting a normal story or fight scene. And speaking of shit that throws you off, this next character trope genuinely perplexes me, because bro, this shit shouldn't even exist. The type of trope I'm talking about that need to get absolutely bodied, the damn loli.
Yeah, I knew this one was coming. This is, I'm not gonna touch this one with a fucking 10-foot pole because this shit weird, bro. There's no defending this shit, man.
In my opinion, this is the biggest hell nah from all these damn anime tropes that I've said so far. Shit, this might be the type of trope that Dave is into, allegedly. But deadass, bro, there is no reason for characters that, despite having the age of mature adults, or in some cases they are somehow thousands of years old, to look like literal children. And bro, the people are...
So it's one thing to have them look however they want to have them look. It's when they make it weird and start like sexualizing them that's kind of like, bro, why are we doing this? You know, like I said, maybe it's just a culture difference between Japan and other parts of the world, or the US, or whatever you want to say, but it's just like, why can't they just be older? I don't understand why not just make them older, bro? I don't get it. But I guess difference in culture, man. That's the only excuse I can come up with. It's just a difference in culture. I don't know, man. Fuck.
Person that created the concept of this need to be jailed for eternity. Like, I can't be the only one weirded out by this trope. If anything, everybody should be weirded out by this trope. There is literally no reason for this trope to exist at all.
Bro, I wouldn't even get into that online, bro. If you say anything about how this type of shit isn't okay, or you don't like this shit online, they're gonna come knocking, bro. They're gonna come knocking. And it's not even fucking worth it, man. It's like, why am I wasting my time talking to these people? Clearly, they've drank too much of the fucking Kool-Aid or something. They're on some other shit, and there's no convincing them otherwise. What's the point of even having that conversation? But I agree, this shit is weird. Definitely weird.
Her quote-unquote waifu that's a 3,000-year-old demon, but she looks like a whole-ass child. Saying some shit like, well, even though she looks like she just graduated from elementary school, technically she's over the age of 18, so it's okay. No, twin. She looks like she just got done watching Coco Melon. The only thing that you are justifying is that you were trying to pick up a cupcake. Oh, EDP head ass. You are a weirdo. Get the fuck out of my face. Like, twin, if I ever walk up to someone and we end up conversating about anime and they grown ass start saying weird shit like, Shiro from No Game No Life is my waifu, I am giving you the biggest death stare known to man. Is smacking you up the back of your head.
Joke's on him, because these types of people don't even fucking go outside. How I've never encountered in the wild somebody who's not terminally online in person talking about how much they love lollies, bro. I'm sorry. I've never ran into somebody, and I've talked to plenty of people who like anime, and I've never once talked to somebody who's even brought that up. So, I mean, it might just be a terminally online thing, because those types of people, I swear, they don't go outside and interact. They must not.
What is wrong with you? In conclusion, fuck these damn weird-ass, lame-ass anime trolls, bruh. They stupid as hell.
So this was actually another good video from this person. I watched one of their videos before. Like I said, I'm going to leave, like always, I'm going to leave the link to the original video in the comments if you want to check it out. And I will say I agree with some of the things that this person said. Some of them, I'm just like, it's part of the anime culture. It's just part of anime in general, and some of the stuff's not ever gonna go away. Actually, I will guarantee everything this person said in this video is never gonna go away, no matter what. It's just a part of what anime is a part of its identity. It sucks. Some of it is weird. I can see that. I agree. And some of it's just annoying. So either way, it is what it is at this point. If you're gonna watch anime, you kind of just have to accept the fact that this is gonna be a part of the experience. And if that filters you, then, you know, that really sucks, because you're missing out on a lot of great stories that are being told, a lot of awesome animation, just a lot of just a great experience in general, because you let that stuff get to you. And you know what? I can't even blame people if that's the case. But anyway, that's for this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you in the next one.